So in order to have somebody to fight, we're going to need to be able to clone ourselves. This simple technique will allow us to play two characters in the same scene. First of all, we need to set a marker to enable us to frame our shot. The theme of your shot will dictate what framing to use. If you wanted to create a clone for a dialogue scene, then you would probably want to use a medium or a medium close-up. I'm going to frame a wide so you can see the whole body. Next, we need to set up the camera. For this exercise, the marker is there to ensure that we don't cross onto the other character's shot. Once you're happy with the setup, it's time to hit record and perform both sides of the scene. This can be done either in the same take or two separate takes. So always check both sides of your performance before moving on, because this technique will not work unless you have the exact same framing for both sides of your performance. So once you are happy with both sides of your performance, you can then move on to your edit. For the post-production, I'm going to be using HitFilm Express. It's free to download and it works for both Mac and PC. Firstly, open HitFilm Express and click on New. This will open a new project. Don't worry about any of the settings, as we'll have an opportunity to change them later. When the project window opens, go to Media, then import your files by simply dragging and dropping. Then drag your clip onto the timeline. Once your clip appears on the timeline, a window will pop up asking if you want the sequence settings to match the clip. Click Yes, and everything should update to match your clip. Now we are going to arrange our work area. On your timeline, go to Tracks. There should be a drop-down menu. Highlight Video Size and select Small. Repeat this for your audio track. Right-click in the space above the Video 1 track. In the menu, select Insert Track. Then repeat this again for audio. Play the clip to the end of the first performance. Go to your toolbar on the left and select the Slice tool. Slice your clip on the marker. Right-click your track title and select Name. I'm going to change Video 1 and call it Left. Drag the second clip up to Video 2 channel and rename that one Right. Now that we have both performances separated, you are going to click on the top clip on your timeline. Then go to Controls, go down to Transform and open the drop-down menu. Go to Opacity and click on 100%. Type in 50 and you should now be able to see both performances on your screen. If not, try moving your slider as one performance may be out of shot. You can increase the size of your timeline by simply adjusting the zoom at the bottom left corner. Now you are going to select your Slice tool again. Make sure you move the marker to the point where the right performance enters the frame. Use the Slice tool to separate the clip. Select the arrow tool and highlight the section you want to delete and hit the delete key on your keyboard. You can adjust the timings of each performance by simply sliding the clips forwards and backwards along the timeline. Once you have decided on the finished placement, you can slice and delete the ends of each clip to tidy up your timeline. Go to the part of your scene where the two characters are at their closest, select your right channel on your timeline, go to Controls and click on Masks. Go to the toolbar on your viewer window and select the freehand mask tool at the bottom. Go to the zoom percent at the bottom right of your viewer window and select 25. You need to be able to see empty space around the edge of your viewer. Click at the top above your viewer to create your first point. Now click below, creating a line between the two characters. Don't worry if they aren't exact, they can be adjusted later. Finish the mask by creating a box cutting through your clip. The left side should return back to 100% opacity, with the right still at 50. Go back to transform, then open the menu and slide the opacity back to 100%. Go back to your timeline and slide your marker to check both clips in your viewing window. As you can see, part of my elbow was cut off. So making sure the freehand masking tool is highlighted, I'm dragging the top point across. I also moved the bottom point to get a better angle for the masking line. Check the mask again frame by frame in case of any other issues. Once you are happy with your scene, go to your timeline. In the top right corner, select Export, Export Now, Contents. A new panel should open and your scene will now be exporting. And there you have it, your first cloned scene. So here is a very simple project that I made using the exact same techniques of basic cloning and masking. So here's a quick look at the two masks that I used to create this scene. So it's time to get creative and experiment and see what you can achieve using this very simple masking and cloning technique.